Do you know how many people with knee pain I've helped to become pain-free? Well, it's a decent amount. I've helped CrossFitters and weightlifters get back to training and competing with no pain, or I've also just helped the average person get back to walking down the stairs or whatever the daily activity is without any pain. If you follow the advice I'm about to give you, you will get ahead of 99% of people with knee pain. In this video, we're going to cover 3 strategies that most people aren't doing, which will set you ahead of everyone else and speed up your knee rehab. So strategy number 1, hands-on treatment isn't the long-term solution. What do I mean by hands-on treatment? Well, massage, taping, dry needling. You've probably tried a lot of these things. So you've gone to either a physio, sports massage therapist, and you've gone for a massage around your quads or the muscles around your knee. Potentially this is giving you like a little bit of short-term pain relief, maybe for a few minutes, a few hours, or a few days. But then what they normally say, I know this because before I did my physio degree at uni, I had some knee pain when I used to play football, and I used to go to a sports massage therapist, and they said, yeah, you have to come back every 3 to 4 weeks to keep getting this massage, and the issue never resolved itself. Similar thing here with taping. You could either go to a physio or a sports therapist and they would just tape up the knee, and the reasoning behind this again is to kind of try protect the knee or lock everything in, and it's the same sort of thing here. You had to keep going back for more and more taping, and while I played football I had this same issue. We had a sports therapist at the club I played for. I was getting some left knee pain and he had to keep on taping up, and he was like, yeah, I just had to continually keep doing this, and this will just kind of limit the amount of knee pain you're getting. That didn't help. And then you've also got potentially physios or chiros who do start to give you some more effective things like exercises, but the exercises are a bit shit, being frank. They don't challenge you. They're not getting you any results. And I'm talking about things like a straight leg raise or kind of weird yoga stretches or things like that. So what do you want to do instead? What's the thing that's actually going to move this needle forward? You want to think about knee rehab as filling up lots of different buckets. So in one bucket, we've got strength, then we've got mobility, we've got improving your confidence, and then the other bucket we actually want to take water out of, which is pain. So we want to reduce pain. And reducing pain actually comes as a byproduct of improving your strength, your mobility, and your confidence. And so the problem with these hands-on treatments or this short-term pain relief is it's just focusing on the pain element instead of actually focusing on the culprit, which is you'll probably be weak around the area because you avoid loading that quad, that leg. Your hamstrings, your glutes, everything on that leg is a lot weaker than the other side. You probably lack mobility on that side again because you don't want to load into it when you're playing sport or just when you're walking up and down the stairs, when you're walking day to day, doing daily activities. And then because of these things, you lack confidence on that side again, so you're not going to weight bear on it as much, you're not going to trust it. All of these things come together and play into how you think about the pain and how your brain responds to it. So the main thing we want with results is repeatability. And as an example, strength gives us this, because if I take a CrossFitter, for example, let's just call him Dan for the sake of this. Dan comes to me, he's got knee pain, and I get him doing a short split squat. I know the short split squat is going to improve his quad strength. Now, straight away initially, he might be getting a little bit of pain with a short split squat, but I know that improving his quad strength long term is probably going to reduce his knee pain, as opposed to just focusing on the pain by rubbing his quad, getting a massage or taping it up. We're actually attacking the root cause of the issue. So educating Dan and just saying, yeah, this is going to be 3 to 6 weeks doing this exercise, and then you'll start to see improvements in pain. Let's say 2 to 3 weeks, because you probably see it within 2 to 3 weeks in terms of building quad strength. That's also going to give you more long-term changes in terms of strength and pain reduction, because once you've done that and once you can consistently do some strength training like that, even 2 to 3 times a week, you can maintain a level of strength that then mitigates and reduces the pain, instead of having to pay for a massage or getting your knee taped up every 4 weeks, every month for the rest of your life. So this is incredibly repeatable. We know that if Dan can hit certain markers on this exercise, he can hit certain sets and reps and weights at a certain level of intensity, this will reduce his pain and give him long-lasting changes. Strategy number 2 is simple but effective strength training. So I touched on this in the last point, but most of the physios or chiros that you go see, they give you some exercises, and if we think of that RPE scale, which is rate of perceived exertion, so essentially how hard you're working, 10 is like max. You can't, if you do an exercise, you couldn't do another rep, and 0 is like nothing, not working hard. And then obviously 5 is like somewhere in the middle. A lot of these physio exercises are like a 4 or 5, and this isn't challenging enough to basically get you stronger, more mobile, more confident. Rehab should be like training. It should just be scaled and worked around your injury for your specific weaknesses. And a little bit of pain is okay when you're doing exercises. We just don't want you to be doing exercises that are causing loads and loads of pain. So a really simple and effective routine that you can do 3 times a week as a beginner that's going to help you massively is this one. Starting off with the single leg wall sit. Start off nice and high on the wall so you don't have a massive amount of knee bend. As you get more comfortable, week by week or every 2 or 3 weeks, increase the amount of knee bend. So move further down the wall and then start to bring your foot closer to the wall. This will bend the knee more, it will challenge the quad more, and it will provide you long-term changes with your quad strength and just help you loads. Go for 3 to 4 sets of a 30 to 45 second hold on each leg and rest about 60 seconds between sets. Then we want to go on to a short split squat. Now, if this exercise is giving you loads of pain, then just skip this one out initially and just do the single leg wall sit. But from doing the single leg wall sit first, you'll get a lot of blood flow into the quads and into the legs. And so the short split squat should feel quite nice, and there should only be a little bit of pain with that. Go into a staggered stance. We want all of your weight on that front leg. And I just want you to sit down and bend your knee. I don't want you to think about getting your knee miles over your toe. I just want you to simply bend the knee, tap that back knee on the floor, and then as you stand back up, I want you to push really hard through the middle of your foot and do this slow and controlled. Go for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and you can make this more challenging by just grabbing a dumbbell or some kettlebells in your hands. Exercise number 3 is then going to be a glute bridge. Start off with a double leg glute bridge. Go for 3 to 4 sets of 10 to 15 reps, body weight. If this is too easy, or once this gets too easy, then you can move on to a single leg glute bridge, just on one leg. Same thing here. Just a few key points to mention about the glute bridge. Set up as shown, knees at 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor. Make sure you have a slight tuck of your chin, so your spine is in a neutral position and you're not looking up towards the ceiling. And then just think about squeezing your glutes as you're going through the movement. Then we have the foam roller bridge to target the hamstrings. So lie on your back, feet flat on the foam roller. Start off with a double leg bridge. So we want a slight tuck of that pelvis. So you're going to lift your hips about half an inch off the floor. So your hamstrings should be working really, really hard. I don't want you to lift really, really high. So because that'll be then your lower back and glutes, which we don't want. We just want hamstrings firing. Hamstrings are firing, hips are nice and low, feet are flat on the foam roller. Do 3 to 4 sets of a 45 to 60 second hold. Once the double leg gets easy, then move on to a single leg and go for 3 to 4 sets of a 20 to 40 second hold. You can do this 3 times a week, have a rest day in between, so ideally Monday, Wednesday and Friday. This is going to be 10 times more effective than a lot of the rubbish exercises you're being given, and it's just a really good baseline to start to build some strength around the knee and the leg while reducing pain. Strategy 3, walk more. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat to this. If you're getting knee pain initially from walking loads, so you're a fell walker, you do a lot of mountain walking, or you just walk, let's say, more than 15,000 steps a day because of your job. So like you're a dog walker or you're very active, this doesn't apply to you. But 99.9% of people aren't this, and they don't walk enough. So we're designed to walk as humans, designed to walk, designed to run. It's 10 times more effective to get 7 to 10,000 steps in a day than do all these weird stretching and mobility and yoga drills daily. Because as we're walking, it's one of the most effective ways to improve full body mobility. Because as we're walking, we're rotating side to side. So our spine is rotating. A lot of good things are happening down the legs. Lots of different bones are rotating and moving. It's just amazing for mobility. And also it de-stresses you, it improves cardiovascular health, improves your mood. Like, walking is just amazing. So again, Caveat, if you walk more than 15,000 steps a day and you're really active anyways, but if you don't, I would gradually increase the amount of walking you're doing. So don't make the mistake that a lot of people do and go from doing 2,000 steps a day to 10,000 steps a day, because that is a recipe for disaster, especially if you've already got a sore knee or sore knees. Gradually increase this. So increase this by 5 to 10% from week to week in terms of volume. Don't go any bigger than that week to week because it's likely to flare up the knee. Okay, so gradual slow increases in walking volume, and again, I wouldn't go any more than 10k steps a day. Anything more than that is a little bit overkill in my opinion. 7 to 10k steps a day is a great benchmark, and again, most people that work at desk all day or who aren't very active aren't hitting that. Just make sure you're not doing this too quickly, because otherwise it will aggravate the knee pain. If you do it correctly, it'll feel really, really nice. You'll feel much more relaxed, you'll be in a better mood, and it will start to help with your knee pain as well. By the way, if you enjoyed that video, YouTube will recommend another one for you up here. See you in the next one. Take care.